This is P.O.C. regarding Title 18 federal stalking. He is stalking, and the way that you know that this is a plane that is engaged in stalking one person in particular is the placement of the fake sun, where it's way 6, and you're looking at going back and forth. These are pacing by a demon-possessed entity that are stalking together. And what they are also doing while you're looking at this, 9EIW 892 is sharing in a sex offense that's committed by Kings Inc. Kings Inc. Tattoo at 628D. The people of the state, license plate 6FDV544. Family Dentistry. This is EMEEL. And his address 628 Suite C as in Charlie. Standard Barber. You already know that they're gang stalkers stalking me with light while they're entering and exiting. Doing so with the entity that's committing sexual assault and battery. I'm going to prosecute the business for committing that sex offense while they're actively conspiring my murder by gang stalking me with the government that's targeting. While I am publishing the evidence, they're committing the sex offense. This is what predators do. I'm upset that you're putting the evidence about me stalking you on the internet, so I'm going to molest your breast. I'm going to accost your face. I'm going to cover your body with engineered light, which is a supernatural occurrence, which I've already proven is ongoing. And that's what this entity is doing, including with the entity that is. Yes, they are going to be committed. They are going to federal prison. They are going to federal prison as well. They're committing sexual violence. And I want to be clear, when a woman is touching you without your consent, when a woman is stalking, when a woman is obsessed with your genitalia and you are of the same gender, that is a homosexual predator. And that's what the demon-possessed females are in California. Psychopathic pacing with the Ontario Police. K479T1, psychopathic pacing with the Ontario Police. It's the same thing with Southwest Airlines, is with the Ontario Police. 8NCX241. This is the entity that's engaging in that. I could not have more of an admission in federal court. This is the pattern of, and the Ontario Police are the ones that are touching my breasts with impossible light by the gang members who are targeting me in furtherance of murder. These facilitating venues are being prosecuted. This is the federal RICO case, and this is also the basis of damages. I already went in civil court with regard to damages. This is where the sex offense is happening. They are monitoring as employees, as occupants of these venues. They're under the fake sun, and their customers are gang stalking. They literally go and are present as customers to gang stalk. And they're literally inside of Kings Inc. right now at 628D. This is the pattern of conduct. And this is the evidence proving that the entity is engaging with a sexual violence, molesting my breasts. This is the criminal conduct that the American Medical Response is committing while they are engaged in criminal summoning on HOLT Boulevard. This is relevant to what is the fake sun that's here as I'm documenting at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it is still present. It is currently 10:32 a.m. This is also relevant to what is the proof of mental illness by Mike Lorenz and the entire agency that is demon-possessed, engaging gang stalking. This is psychopathic pacing, and so is that. License 9JQF108. They're pacing together across San Antonio, across HOLT Boulevard, across Bonita, in this parking lot, and in the sky space. And this is what the airport is doing, one plane after another, after another, after another, while the fake sun sits right here over me. They're mentally ill, and the demon-possessed are not able to keep that mental illness closeted, nor can they keep their criminal activity closeted. That's impossible light that's on the ground while they are stalking with the Ontario Police. Understand, this is the basis of federal prison. They're doing the same thing. They're all in sync. 9XGW772, molesting my breasts with impossible light, touching my genitalia, touching my thighs, and hitting my face with impossible light, which is relevant to psychological torture. The entities engaging in this conduct, stalking by helicopter while I'm documenting them, they're going to prison. 6AYT567, 9MCW253, 8ETA435. You're going to look at the entity that's stalking, flying around the perimeter, and as soon as I point them out, what do they begin doing? I am the obsession. This is what they're doing last night. Following me around at the library, that's what the people are doing, following me around. They follow in the bathroom on behalf of that agency. The sex offenders are going to prison. 8AHN460, Ontario Police, they don't have any hope. When you engage in this, you already know that it's over. 7DOF659, it's over for them as well. It's over for them as well. Every business, this is the Ontario Village, that's going to be prosecuted for terrorism. Kings Inc. is going to be prosecuted for terrorism. The dentist's office, EMEEL, you have a dentistry license, you're losing that. This is criminal conduct, which is malicious with regard to the state's P.O.C. You're losing that license. All of the dental assistances, they're losing those licenses, those certifications. You have a license that you're engaging with as cosmetology, esthetician, whatever it is that you acquire, they're losing it. They're gang stalking with it. And the entity that's gang stalking me with the people of the state is the basis to prove that. All right, P.O.C. 9GQW767, and this is prison. I just want to be clear. Federal numerosity is not a bar to justice. They're going to prison. 9TTF363. And this is what Stater Brothers is doing inside of the store. They're in the shopping aisles. They're gang stalking me in the grocery store on behalf of this agency. I could not make that up, and I have no control with regard to the entity that is so psychotic that is so lacking in self-control. This is relevant to the evidence of them committing murders and kidnappings, by the way. But they failed in sacrificing me. So they are engaging in what is admitting together that they are indeed stalking, that they are indeed engaging in sexual violence with engineer light as the frustrated hostile demons begin pacing. That's what they're doing on the roads and the highways, targeting me with impossible light. 7JHS857, Michael Lorenz is going to federal prison. This is under the fake sun, and it is 10:35 a.m. There's no sun over the Ovid Family Community Library. Those demons at that venue, as I'm documenting on a daily basis, are going. All the gang members, gang stalking on the roads and the highways. I'm documenting Jay Montez, Jay Sandoval. They're engaging. They're going to every single last one of them, and I've been documenting them over the years. I mean, down to Ross. In 2022, he's going to federal prison. There's no statute of limitations here. Stalking is a crime, and they're stalking as an entity. And this is the Nephilim that is going to be the basis for martial law. Sexual violence, one demon after another, while they're all keeping your device, and they keep your genitalia under surveillance. 9 Charlie Xavier David 006, sex offender. 7 George Wendy Henry 092, sex offender. So is Habit, the restaurant. So is the Village Shopping Center, the plaza. Okay, so is the entity that is DD's Discount, the company itself. You're going to prosecute them, and they're doing it on behalf of the government. This is not private property. None of this is private conduct, and the entity engages in what is obstruction of justice. You're looking at that pattern of conduct while they persist to engage in what is flying in circles over me as I am documenting, and they're engaging in sexual violence, terrorism, psychological torture, and furtherance of murder. Guess what? The immigrants are being deported. The city of Ontario is going to be gutted out. The fire chief is not a fire chief. The Ontario Fire Department is no more. The Ontario Police Department is no more. The American Medical Response is engaged in stalking. They are a liability. They are a threat to the public. And this is the entity that's engaging in that. This is P.O.C. It's currently 10:36 a.m. This is the direct proof while the entity is gang stalking on behalf of vicariously. That is against state action. 7 CLE 296 is stalking as a vicarious state actor, not private citizens. Impossible light across the car. They are indeed stalking. That's what they're moving across my person. And it is not harmless conduct. It's psychologically torturous. It's serving for criminal monitoring, which is committed in furtherance of murder. It's also harassment and terrorism, while that supernatural phenomenon is occurring over and over again. 5R MH910, they also do it with minor children. And they also do it, as you're looking at here, they're doing it while they know that you're documenting, okay? So these venues are going to be prosecuted. This is where the sex offense is happening. And this is where, as I document that sex offense, the ongoing documented terrorism and stalking by that agency that has committed a series of kidnappings while they're simultaneously engaging in that stalking conduct. With these roaches, they're all pacing all around. All of them pacing all around, and they follow me from place to place. That's why the sun's not over the Ovid Family Community Library, because I'm not there. P.O.C. It is currently 10:37 a.m. All right, this is the disbanding of the Ontario Police Department, and this is the basis of federal prison for the domestic terrorists who are the people of the state of California. They're the Nephilim, and they will be subject to commitments in federal prison. 9VGM 897. POC. Ready? This is where the entities engage in what is sharing and stalking together. This is what they're doing at the Ontario Town Square. This is what they're doing at the Ovid Family Community Library. This is what they're doing on the roads and the highways, as I've also shown. POC. This is surveillance on behalf of the state. Crossing a path. And I want you to see, this is my shadow appearing in the shade. She's stalking. All right. This is going into the bath and wanting to be next to me while stalking. This is the Nissan you saw earlier next to me while they're stalking. This is the African-American male I'm taking pictures of, all genders and all races, while they're stalking and they're monitoring. These are demons. These are not human beings. Okay, and they're going to be prosecuted like the terrorists that they are. You have non-human beings that are stalking and murdering. That's what UPS did in Kentucky. Murdering people. They're cloaked like human beings. These are demon-possessed people. And so are those that are calling themselves an Ontario Police Department. They're being disbanded, and Mike Lorenz is going to be going to federal prison behind this body of evidence regarding a pattern of conduct. POC, it is currently 10:39 a.m.